Hello, it's Liz here with Stampin' on the Rock. Today I'm going to be sharing a Christmas card with you. Many times I get asked, where do I get my ideas from? They come from all sorts of different areas. We have Stampin' Up! Has conferences every year. We go to those and I get swaps from other demonstrators, like card swaps, card ideas from them. I get them from Pinterest. I get them sometimes in my head. And then another place is right in our catalogs. You have the catalogs too. If you don't have a catalog, shoot me a message. I'd be glad to get you one. Okay, so this is the mini catalog. This is only good for another 2 months, this month and next month. But I'm going to be using this stamp set right here. And I'm going to be generating this card with some twist. Okay, when you see a card in a catalog like this, you can copy it exactly. Or you don't have to. Take the parts that you like, switch out something else. Or if there are supplies you have on hand, try to incorporate those into what you're doing rather than knowing that it has to be exactly the same colors or exactly the same paper. You can copy it exactly the way it is or switch it up. So this is my inspiration right here, but you'll notice at the end, and we'll go back to it, that mine's going to look a little bit different than this. So let's get started. Okay, I have a card base, just a white card base, 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, folded in half. It's already been scored. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that in half. Okay, the card in the catalog had a music note background, which I love. I grabbed the music note paper here from the Designer Series pack that is called Joyful. Okay, look at that, beautiful. Okay, I cut this piece to, this is actually, you know how I normally have a border around it? This one I'm not going to do a border. So this one is cut to 5.5 by 4.25. So let's go ahead and put that down. This is a specialty paper, so it does not double-sided. Most of our Designer Series papers are double-sided. Okay, so we're going to lay this down, and this is going to go edge to edge and not have any kind of a border. Oh, this is actually hard to see, white on white. I've told you this before. This is why, remember I told you don't press anything down until you have it right where you want. I'm going to pull this, I'm going to pull this over here for a second because it's hard to see the white on there. Okay. Okay. Now I have it on there. Okay. All right, there we go. And then what I would do is see how it's a little bit off here and a little bit off there? You don't want to really have that because that looks kind of cheesy. When it's sticking off the edge here and you have a white section over there, very, very, very easy to fix. I'm going to put a little adhesive here to make sure I get all my edges pressed down well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper trimmer. These are ways you can do it. I'm going to take my paper trimmer. A normal card is 5.5 by 4.25. Listen, when someone gets this in the mail, they're not measuring your paper. They're not going to be measuring it. So lay it in here. I'm taking like 1/8 of an inch off. That's it. Okay? It's just a sliver. So that all my sides are lined up. That bottom one is a little bit off too. I'm taking off just a sliver. Okay, this paper trimmer is great for taking off tiny little sections. And then this side over here, I think I can actually just trim with scissors. Because it's just the Designer Series paper is an overlay. Okay, so kind of like tricks of the trade. If it goes over a little bit, just make sure it's even so it doesn't look, I don't know, it'll just look nice if all of it is even around your edges and you don't have overhangs of paper. So there's my card, and oh, I got a little bit of a little tail right there. Okay, we're good. Okay, so there's my card, and now everything is all even. The paper's even all the way around, and all I did is just trimmed off a tiny little sliver on there, and it still is the, you know, approximately the same size. No one's going to know that it's a little off from the 5.5 by 4.25. Okay, so we're going to take that, we're going to set that aside. Done with that for now. We're going to take this piece here is a let me see. This one here is a 4 3/4. It's a 3.5 by 4 3/4. Okay, 3.5 by 4 3/4. I'm going to grab another little piece of paper. This is just the back of my Post-it note, and I'm going to tear this. And I'll show you why in a second. I want to make a little bit of like a snow scene. So I'm just tearing it. That's all I did is I tore it toward me. All right, throwing it away. I'm going to pull out my Pool Party ink and a blender brush. This blender brush has like staining on there. It's been cleaned. It's all good. So this is a blending brush. I'm going to take this piece here and lay this across my white. Okay. Let me pull this in the camera, and I'm just going to get some Pool Party on here, and I want it to be really, really light. Okay, so I'm even going to rub this off here, and I'm starting down here at the bottom. And I'm just going to brush around lightly. Light, 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 light. Ugh, I don't even like that, actually. We're going to go even lighter. You know what? I'm actually going to pull out Balmy Blue, because I think this Pool Party is even... Well, let's leave that. Let's do the Pool Party, but I want it to be lighter than that. That's even darker than I want it to be. So let's try this again. I'm going to do it really lightly. Let's get rid of a lot of this ink. Okay, sometimes you just have to do things a couple times, and that's okay. So let's try this again, because I want it to be really light. All right, there we go. You might not even see it in there, but I promise it's there. And I want most of the darker color to be at the bottom and work my way to the top so that the top is light. Okay, so the top is just very light, and then it's a little bit darker at the bottom. All right, and there we go. And that's it. This is my snow scene, so there's snow at the bottom. So we'll pull that aside. Remember, when you're doing any kind of blending ink like that, it's easier to go lighter to darker. Once you have it dark, it's hard to go backwards. So start out super, super light and then work your way. But look at the difference between that side and this side. I don't like that one. I had too much ink. It came out like a snowstorm kind of, I guess. I don't know. So we're going to use this side. All right, we're done with the blending brush. All right, so let's go ahead now. I'm going to put that aside, and we're going to make our Christmas trees. So in this stamp set is the Merriest trees. There's one tree here. I love this. I think this is the coolest thing. Here's my dies. So there's one tree right here. And then there's these dies. This is the Merriest trees dies that coordinates. So there's one tree, but all these dies, this will cut out the whole big tree. And then this will cut out a smaller tree. And this will cut out a smaller tree. So you have one tree, but a whole bunch of dies to get different size trees. All right, so I'm going to do trees in Garden Green, Shaded Spruce, and Granny Apple Green. Okay, so let me pull out this large tree here. Okay, so let's do a garden green one. It doesn't matter really. Let's do lightest to dark. So let's do the Granny Apple Green first. Now the Granny Apple Green is going to be my smallest tree, so I really don't need the entire tree stamped, even though I just inked it that way. I really only need, let's see, I really only need the top section. So let's just stamp that. Okay, I'm going to clean that off. All right, let's go to, I want a lighter than that, okay? You guys, today this is totally like I'm working this with you. So I sort of have it planned, but not totally. So I'm going to do that lighter. I want a lighter. We're going to do a lighter tree. I want more of a contrast between my trees. Okay, so there's a lighter one. I like that better. Let's do that. Okay, now I'm going to go into my Shaded Spruce. Let's ink that one up. All right, this is shaded spruce. Maybe I'll stamp that off just lightly, just a little bit. Just a little tiny little bit. Let's see if this is going to fit in here. I think I can make that fit. Yeah, we can make that fit. Okay. That one's shaded spruce. Okay, I love that. Look at it. It's like a variations in there. So like just, I don't know, looks like a tree, how the trees are. All right, I'm going to clean that one off. And then I'm going to do my garden green. So we'll pull in garden green. Need an extra piece of paper here. Okay, this is going to be garden green. It's going to be the larger one. I'm actually for this card not using the largest tree, but okay, so garden green, we're going to do this one real dark. Let's do it this way. I don't think I even need the bottom section, but that's okay. Okay, straight back up. There we go, and that's the garden green. All right, we're done with that for now. We'll put those aside. Let's pull out the mini cut and emboss machine. I've said this a bazillion times. If you don't have a cut and emboss machine or a Big Shot something, you need one. Because it's super cool, the things that you can do with it. All right, let's pull out our little tree dies here. So I'm going to, let's cut this, make it a little bit easier to go through here. I don't need this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to trim off just a little here that I really don't need so that I can fit this through. So I can fit this through this mini embossing machine. I'm just trimming off a little extra. Okay. There we go. I'm not even using this one actually. So let's cut him off all together here. All right, we're going to go here. All right, this is going to be my small guy. This is going to be my small one. I'm actually only using this one here. Lay that on top there. If I spaced them out a little further, you can cut 2 at one time, but I did not. All right. This is, again, it's always like magical when it just pops out on the other side. Okay, so there's one of my trees, just a little tiny tree. I'm going to set that one there. Then we're going to do our next one. And we're going to put that here. And again, these trees, just know these trees don't have to be Christmas cards. I mean, these can just be winter cards. They're just arbovitas or different kinds of, well, maybe not an arbovita, but I don't know. What are the tree names called? Is there like a blue spruce, something like that, depending on what color you do them in. They're not really arbovitas. So anyway, you can make this into just winter cards. It doesn't have to be Christmas. So don't feel like after Christmas, what am I going to do with this stamp set? You can still definitely use it. All right, this one is too big to fit in this mini one. So not a big deal. We're just going to trim this off. I do have a large one also, but I find that many of the dies fit in the mini. Not all of them, but many of them do. So let's do this last one here. But isn't that neat how it's the exact same stamp? You're just changing your die to get smaller or bigger trees. I'm going to put that down. This is a tip I want to tell you too. When I put this down so that it doesn't move on you, sometimes people are like putting them in, they're sliding them, and then they're moving. If you lay your die down, and then I put this up here, and then lay it down. Okay. All right, and that's our last piece. We'll get this out of here. And there we go. We have our 3 trees. There's a great Christmas book that's out. It's been out for a long time, but it's called 3 Trees, The Tale of the 3 Trees. Great Christmas story, especially for children, but it's for adults also. So check that one out. That was just a bonus tip for today. Okay, so I have this one here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this tallest tree. Let's put that one down. And I'm just going right down the middle. Okay. We're going to take the tall tree and we'll put that here. All right, now I'm going to take the next size tree and adhesive right down the center. And we're going to put that one right about here. And then we'll take the smallest one and we're going to put that right in the center. I'm going to put some dimensionals behind the smallest one. We'll just pop a dimensional in there. Just using the edges of my dimensionals too. Here's the dimensionals. These are the edges. Don't throw those away. Just hang on to those. If you use all the ones in here, you can take scissors and cut these apart and use all of them. Use everything that's on those packs. Okay, I'm going to take that small one. I'm going to just pop him in here. There we go. All right, now in this die set, there are these itty little bitty tiny stars. You can see right here, there's a little one there and a little one there. To cut those out and attach those, grab yourself some adhesive sheets. You're going to want adhesive sheets, okay? I grabbed an adhesive sheet and I put it on the back of the paper, and then I ran that through the mini cut and emboss machine. So look how tiny these are. Could you get adhesive on there? Yeah, maybe if you use like the liquid glue, you could put a little dot there. But why do that to yourself? So this has adhesive on the back. I know it's still a little bit of a bugger to get the adhesive off. We'll see how this goes. All right, I got the first one, so I'm pulling that off of there. And they're just like stars or snowflakes. We're gonna pop some little snowflakes in here. Let's see if we can get the next one. Oh God, this isn't so bad. And people say, I don't have nails, I don't have any nails. Look, this nail, look at, they need to be redone. But I don't have a whole lot of nail here. You can see that there's not much, but as long as you have a little nub of something, or grab a pair of scissors, you can do it that way too. Okay, so I'm just putting these little snowflakes all around the card. Let's see if I can get another one on here. Or am I pushing my luck? Oh, nope, I got it. Okay, I'll do another one here. I'm going to put my words over there, so maybe I don't want it quite there. So maybe up here. Okay, so you could add more or few or whatever you want. So there's little snowflakes are added on there. But again, get this adhesive sheet. Save yourself. So I have those on there. Let's add our words yet. We're going to use love and joy. I just have this little strip here that is, let's see, it's a 1/2 inch strip. Okay. Let's find love and joy. And I need a little tiny block. Let's see. Here we go. All right, so my paper on the outside, I'm using this cherry cobbler paper. So I want to bring in some cherry cobbler into this. And this is where you can do this with stamping your words. Okay, I want to just bring the whole card together. So I tend to put little notes on mine if I know they're really juicy. That way, that reminds me I might want to stamp off a little bit. So I just put a little Post-it note on here that this is a juicy ink pen. So we're going to ink that. And then I'm going to lightly stamp. Let's see. White on white is always difficult again. So let me just grab something to put underneath it. There we go. That works. Okay. I'm going to stamp love and joy. And this is in the cherry cobbler because that's what color our designer series paper is. There we go. And like many of you do, look what I just did. I just stuck my finger right in the cherry cobbler ink pad. Perfect. Let's try and clean that off a little bit so we don't get any smudges on our... Okay, that's good. I'm just going to grab my scissors and just do a little tail. If that's hard to do, you could always just cut like a slant and skip the tail part. Not do it a banner thing, but just like a little slant. But, okay, there we go. And I'm going to take this piece here. Let's put some adhesive on the back of this. And I'm going to just tuck it right. Where do I want it? I don't know if I like it all the way down there. Maybe up here. Yeah, let's tuck it in behind this small tree. Let's do that. Okay, put that down. All right. Let's get some adhesive on here. Thanks so much for watching the videos. I really appreciate it. I love when you leave a comment below. That's great. Thank you. Some of you have done that. That's wonderful. I do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. Put that on there. Sharing the videos are always helpful too. All right, and there we go. So this is my end card. Let me put these inks away before I make a mess, because we all know that has happened. Let's close these up. And then I'm just going to show you the one in the catalog, and we're going to compare. And you'll see how I use that as my inspiration. So where's my idea come from? It came right from the catalog, but it's not going to look exactly like the one in the catalog, and that's okay. All right. So let me show you the one in the catalog. Here we go. And then this is my card. Okay? So they're similar, not exactly the same, but that's okay. Hope you enjoyed that video today. So go create something, and I would love to see what you're creating. Shoot me a message. If you're not on my Wednesday newsletter that comes out, let me know that too, and I'd be glad to add you and give you some updates on things going on in classes and just maybe some sales or whatever else is going on. And that's just once a week on a Wednesday. Once in a while, if there's some big news, I might send a second one during the week, but usually it's just 1 day a week. So shoot me a message if you'd like to be on that newsletter, and hope you enjoyed that today. Go create. Bye-bye.